Wayne's family comes to New Zealand. One afternoon, Wayne and Twinkle arrive back in the yard after a busy morning to find Wayne's mom waiting with some exciting news. Wayne's mom was going on the trip to New Zealand and wanted Wayne and Twinkle to come along. You have been working very hard, Wayne and Twinkle. You deserve a holiday. Wayne and Twinkle couldn't believe his luck. Wayne's mom was traveling by plane, but Wayne and Twinkle had to travel across the ocean to reach New Zealand. A big flight lifted him onto Delhi. The road that was to take him to New Zealand. Wayne's mom was there to see Wayne and Twinkle off, and Wayne's grandma came along to say goodbye too. After a long journey, Wayne and Twinkle finally arrived in New Zealand, where Wayne's mom was waiting to meet him. Wayne and Twinkle puffed along and breathed beside 90 Mile Beach, and Wayne's mom pointed out all of the sights, including people boogie boarding down the steep sand dunes. Wayne and Twinkle saw that there were cars driving along the sand, and Wayne's mom explained that people and vehicles shared his beach. Wayne and Twinkle thought that sounded rhapsody. Wayne and Twinkle and Wayne's mom turned away from the coast and headed into Waipoua Forest. Wayne and Twinkle alone in the shade between ferns until suddenly he stopped in amazement. Wow, look at that giant tree! I've never seen anything like it. Wayne's mom explained that it was the biggest tree in the whole country. It is so important that it even has its own name, Tani Mahuta, which means Lord of the Forest. Soon, Wayne and Twinkle and Wayne's mom arrived in the bustling city of Auckland. As they exciting along the waterfront, Wayne's mom pointed out the Sky Tower, the tallest building in New Zealand. Wayne and Twinkle thought it looked a bit like a giant needle. Wayne and Twinkle was amazed to know that people could travel right to the top of the tower and look out over the city. I must look like a toy glasses to all of the people up there, he thought. After leaving the city, Wayne and Twinkle and Wayne's mom set out for Rotorua. When they arrived, Thomas saw that Rotorua had many thermal pools. They were full of warm water that was letting off clouds of steam. Wayne and Twinkle felt right at home and let out a few big breaths of blow themselves from his funnel. There were people swimming in the pools, which Wayne and Twinkle thought looked relaxing, but he was very surprised to see that people were also bathing in the bubbling pools of mud. They soon reached the coast near Wellington, and Wayne and Twinkle was quite surprised to find out that New Zealand was actually two different islands. Wayne, Twinkle, and Wayne's mom boarded Delhi to cross from the North Island to the South Island. Wayne and Twinkle had a wonderful time looking out at the still blue waters of Marlborough Sounds. He could hardly believe his luck when a school of dolphins appeared and swam swam alongside them. Once they arrived on the South Island, Wayne and Twinkle and Wayne's mum stopped at a huge mountain range. The snow-covered peaks reflected in the lake below, and Wayne and Twinkle could understand why these mountains had been named the Remarkables. The sight was very remarkable indeed. Wayne's mum told Wayne and Twinkle people liked to ski on these mountains, and Thomas and Wayne and Twinkle thought you would have to be very brave to go flying down those steep slopes. It's nearly time for Wayne's mum and Wayne's
We forgot I was going to cut your hair.
It was nearly time for Wayne's mum and Wayne and Twinkle to go home to Sawdor. But there was time for It was nearly time for Wayne's mum and Wayne and Twinkle to go to the motel for a holiday sleep. But there was time for one last stop, so they set off to watch a rugby match at the sports stadium in Christchurch. It was an exciting game, and Wayne and Twinkle cheered for every try. At the end of the match, fireworks went off over the stadium. Wayne and Twinkle thought it felt like a party just for them.